getting started with Notion may feel very, very overwhelming. And believe me, I've been there myself. I was using Notion from day one, and now they added so many features and so many new things that it's for new users, it feels even more overwhelming. And basically, I just wanted to create this video where I give you this short and actionable lessons so you could start using Notion from basically your first hour of, exploring it. You could start creating your own pages, your own, placing your own ideas, and basically, just to get started with Notion. This whole mini course will be all about that, about you knowing nothing about Notion, like just knowing that a lot of people are using it, to the point where you will be using Notion today and you will be trying to create your own pages, trying to place your own ideas, and finally get started with it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's dive in. So Notion pages. So this is the main essential thing where basically all your information will be stored. Okay. So we have this pages page. Let's for now just call it page. Okay. So if I click enter, I see that I can write things down. I can list information inside this page. We will get to the point where we will be creating a lot of different properties, but now let's stick to the pages. Okay. So we have this page, and let's imagine we want to create a sub page. We click enter, we click this plus button, and we click on page, and let's call it sub page. Okay. So once we have created this, we have this sub page listed inside the page. And basically, this is the whole idea how you're going to store the information. You're going to create pages and list inside the pages. Okay. So yeah, there's pretty much nothing much more complex about it. You can, move the page around. You can delete the page if you like, and yeah. So this is how things work basically in Notion. And you can also list a page inside the page. So if we have sub page, we can create even we can go one step further. Sub page, okay, and we have page, sub page, and sub page. So yeah, so this is whole idea about Notion pages. Let's talk about navigation, how you're going to navigate through this Notion app. So there's 3 ways how you can navigate. The first one is when you're just clicking, on a page inside the page. So now I am on a page and I'm clicking sub page and I'm entering sub page. I'm clicking on the sub page and I'm entering sub page. And, the cycles can continue basically forever. But let's imagine we want to go back to the sub page. We have this navigation on the top, in the top corner. So if we click on a sub page, nothing happens. Only this pop-up will appear that we'll need to rename our page because this is the current page. If we're going to click on a sub page, we're going back. So if we click on a page, we're going back, and you can see that this indicated that this is the main page. It's even highlighted. If I click on sub page, as you can see, the highlight disappears. If I click on a page, it's highlighting again. So it means that we're back at the parent page. This is the original, the main page. Okay. So we have this navigation from here. And then we have the third option, which is navigating through sidebar. Okay. So we have this page. If we click this little button, it opens the drop down. And you can continue using the drop down as much as you like until you see that there's no pages inside. But you can click this little plus button and create, sub page. And as you can see here, it appears. If we click on the drop down here, no pages inside. So basically, this is how the whole navigation logic works inside Notion. Okay, so let's talk about text editing on Notion. So Notion is this, cool all-in-one productivity app where you can manage basically anything you wish, but it also is a very good note-taking app. Okay, so it has all the potential, all the features of this note-taking application. So let's explore it a bit. Okay, so we have this additional text, and if we highlight it, we see that we have these a lot of basically options. We have ASCII, we have text, we have link, comment, bold, italic, and much more. Okay, so let's explore one by one. So if I click on Ask IE, I can use Notion's artificial intelligence basically and improve my writing, fix spelling, or basically ask anything to write for me. So let's do that. Okay, so write me best Notion tips. Give me 5 options. Okay, so as you can see here, it started to write best Notion tips for me, and I'm just going to replace the selection. And just like that, we have here are 5 Notion tips. So I'm going to highlight this section, delete it. Then I'm going to use this next feature, which is text. There's a lot of properties here, but we'll get to that. But for now, let's just use heading 1. So best Notion tips, 5 best Notion tips using heading 1. If I wish to change it to other heading, I just can simply do that. And then, for example, I want to highlight some parts. So I highlight this use templates. I click on this bold, and this immediately highlights bold basically that part of text. So I highlight this save time. I then use some kind of underline because it's very important, and maybe italic. Okay, so it's just like swing to the right. Then what we can do, we can add on this some kind of comment. Please check this. And if we do that, we can see that there is one comment left. If I hover on this consistency text and click on it, I can see that all the comments are listed here. Okay, what else can we do? We can, highlight this text and change the color to red. You can change to whatever color you wish, but for now, let's change it to red. The second one, let's add some kind of yellow background. So I'm clicking yellow background. And then what else can we do? We can link to other page, for example. As you can see, this feature link, if we click on that, we can link to, for example, sub page. Okay, let's do that. So if I click on this sub page, it will get me to the sub page. So just like that, you can create, you can highlight specific parts of the text and lead the visitor where you want to lead them. Okay, so yeah. So basically, this is the whole idea of text editing in Notion. It's very similar to all the other text editors, such as, Microsoft Word or Evernote. Basically, all these tools are very, very familiar with this note-taking features. So yeah, this is all about text edition. Let's move to the next one. So let's talk about Notion blocks. So inside Notion app, there's a lot of blocks, and inside your pages, you're going to use those blocks. So starting off, what you need to do is just click this plus button, and then this block section will appear. So we have our text blocks, we have our page block. So this is all your pages. We have our to-do list where you can create, to-do lists. We have our heading blocks. We have our table where you can create some kind of simple table. This is not a database. It's just a simple table. Then we have a bullet list where you can create, bullet lists. We have numbered lists. We have toggle list. So inside this toggle list, you will write something down and there will be some kind of, toggle as here. And if you click on that toggle, the information will, hide or appear. So it's also really nice if you want to, store some kind of information inside a single page and you don't want to create some separate pages. Okay, we also have this quote. So if you want to create some kind of quote, maybe inspirational, to keep you motivated. We also have this divider where you can divide information visually. We also have this link to page. So you can use this block to link to other page inside your page. We also have this call out. So let's click on that because this is really worth exploring. Okay, so this is call out, and inside this call out, you can use all this text editing features, but you can also change icons. So for example, let's add this plane. Okay, so I have this currently as a blue. I want to change it to yellow. Okay, just like that. I also want to add additional text. So if you hold Shift and click on Enter, you can enter. Just continue writing down, because if you click on enter just like that, it will start writing in a new block. But we want to hold Shift and then we can write additional text here. So this is also really nice if you want to to highlight some kind of information, have some kind of maybe like a sticky note, and you can also drag them around, for example, on top of the page, or yeah, you can also drag inside elements in that sticky note, let's call it. Okay, so this is also a very nice feature. Then moving down, we have Notion AI features. So I'm not going to talk about these Notion AI features, but you can, of course, explore them more in depth. We cover them in text editing because you can write some kind of, ask to write something or to create something. You can even create simple formulas with that. I think you should explore it more. Okay. Then media. So you can upload image. You can also select image from Unsplash. So if you click on some kind of, random image, you can see it as that. You can change the line of the image. So if now it's too big, you can resize it. If you're using this and drag it like that, as you can see, it's now a little bit smaller. Once more actions. Oops, not more actions, a little bit bigger. Yeah, these more actions. So align center, align right, align left. You can, have some kind of visuals on your page. There's also a caption where you can write description for that image. Okay. Then what else can we do with this image? We can delete it to continue. Okay. Clicking plus button and going down, we have web bookmarks, sorry. So we can have some kind of links inside our Notion page. So right now I just pasted my website link, Notion Way. We can drag it on top here. If I click it, the website will open. And yeah, let's continue with our Notion blocks. We have audio blocks, we have code blocks. We can upload file if we like to store something here. There's also database pages, which we'll cover in our next lessons. And there's some additional IE blocks and advanced blocks. So we have a table of content where basically if you have a lot of headings, you can use this block to show some kind of hierarchy structure between your information. Then we have this block equation, which is more for math equations. We have this button where you can basically create automations, create new checklists and stuff like that, which is also really nice. We have a breadcrumbs. So this is basically just to show you where you're at right now. We also have the cinch block. Cinch block is very nice if we basically have some kind of same information displayed on different pages. So right now we can, let's move this call out inside our cinch block. Okay, so we have this call out. Let's delete this, and let's imagine I want to use the same information on all of my pages. So I'm just copying this. You can click on copy and cinch, and then I'm going to subpage and I'm going just to paste it just like that. Okay, so now we have this same cinch block appearing on all of our pages. So if I change something on here, for example, call out new, and if I go back to my subpage, you can see that the information is just synchronizing, updating constantly. So basically you can place the same information in different parts of your page, and yeah, this is really nice feature that I like to use. So basically these are the basics of Notion blocks. And yeah, you can explore more because there's more to it. There's a lot of embeds that you can embed. For example, Google Maps. You can embed Google Maps directly inside Notion. You can of course place emojis. You can mention a person. You can create layouts, which I will cover in the next lessons. But yeah, so basically these are the basics. Okay, so Notion databases. So this database topic Notion is really like the biggest aspect of Notion. There's really a lot of features, really a lot of functionality and potential with this feature. This is probably the most used feature of all inside Notion. Okay, so right now we're just going to cover basically the most basic ones. So you could start right away. We're not going to go very deep. I will create new free course on databases. So depending on when you're watching, you can check on my website if it's inside the Learn section or not. Okay, so let's create a new database page. Okay, you ready for that? So we have this blocks as we covered before. And we have these table view, board view, gallery view, list view, calendar view, timeline view, inline, and other stuff. Okay, so inline and full page. Let's talk about shortly about that. So full page is when you're creating this database page as as a separate page. So let's do that. If I click database full page, it creates new page, new database page. Okay, but if we create on inline database, it will be placed inside the current page. Okay, of course, you can turn this table into a page, and it will be the same as a full page database. But if you wish to display information inside this page, you can just simply turn it into inline as well, like that. Okay, so let's stick with the full page database so we could see everything clearly. And let's start. Okay, so we have these fields. These are our information stored inside the database. So we have this A field and B field and C field, okay? A, B, C. And if I click on A, I see that the additional page opens. We have here these properties, but we also have this text field down here, okay? We can write information here. We can use blocks, as I mentioned before. Every block inside Notion can be used inside this, this is like a separate page, okay? We can delete it if you like. And we can, rename them if you like. And we can add properties to them. So right now I'm going to delete this so it would start clear. And if you click on this plus, you will see that there's a lot of properties. We have text, we have numbers, select, multi-select. Let me explain shortly what these properties do. So text, as you can see here, just a simple text, okay? If we write A, we'll not be able to open page. This is only the name. We can even change the type of this property. This is just, like ID, like this is fixed. You cannot change that, okay? Because this is a page inside that database. But here you can write some kind of text. You can copy that text. We can also edit property. We can change that property to something else. For example, number. So here text will disappear because it's not a number, but I can write down, for example, number, and it will appear here. I can also change how the number is displayed. So if I click on edit property, I can select number format, and I can, for example, select percent or US dollar. I can select US dollar. I can also add bar if I like. So this is a little bit advanced. We'll get to this feature inside the other course. But yeah, this is about that. We can also use select and multi-select. So there's three basically ways how you can label your information with select, multi-select, and status. So let's imagine you have project A and project B. Okay, and you want to have some kind of status for that. So we can create status field, or we can create select field. So let's start with a select field. So I'm selecting this, renaming it to status, and writing down, for example, to do, in progress. Oops, we can also edit if you make mistakes, and completed. We can also change colors of these. So completed is green, to do is yellow, in progress is yellow, sorry, and to do is gray. So just like that, we have some kind of, labeling going on. And this labeling is very, very important if you want to filter out information. Okay, so we have this once more, status, to do, completed, and then progress. I also have this table. I want to duplicate this table once more, okay, and rename the first one to do, second one to in progress, and the third one to completed. Okay, so now we also have this filter option. We also have sort option if you would like to sort information. Okay, but we have this filter option. So if I click on the filter option and select on status, I can filter to do. So right now it's showing all to do information inside this to do table view. If I do the same on in progress, we can see that in progress information is showing here because we don't have in progress any project, so there's nothing here. We also have this completed, as you can see right here. If I change from completed to in progress, it will appear in progress. We can also style it and make it more, aesthetic. So I can change that in progress would look something like this. Completed, change view, like completed, like this. And to do, for example, task or list. Yeah, something like that. So we have to do, in progress, completed. And just like that, we accidentally created a simple task manager. Okay, so let's imagine we want to view in progress in a different way, or we want to have some kind of different view. We want to view it not in a table view, but in a different way. Okay, so let's edit view and layout. Let's change to the list. So right now, from table view, we went to list view. If we repeat the same to, for example, gallery, we have now it displayed as a gallery. So depending on the information, depending on what information you are storing, you are able to change these views. So for example, if it's a project, maybe we want to add some kind of image. We can do that. Let's add a cover. So on Splash, something with work. Okay, work. Yeah, this will do. Okay, I'm selecting this. So this is my project. I want to display the banner. So I'm going here, clicking these three dots, properties, layout, and then card preview and page cover. So just like that, now we have, once more, different version of how we are viewing our information. Because if I click on this, it will instantly open my project. Okay, so if I click on in progress, I can see once more a different view. And it's, it's the game where you basically decide how you want to work with information. You can also create the board view like that. It's a Kanban board. You can move them around. You can create some kind of, because right now, as you can see, don't make mistakes as I did. A filter is set as in progress, but I created the Kanban view. So we need to remove this because we want to see all of these properties like that. Okay. So project B, I can move to in progress, to do. And we can just move up things around. Then we can create calendar view and basically just drag them here. So if I drag project B here on this month, September 14, if you go to, for example, let's create a new one, do new table. If you see here, the date will be automatically assigned because we need that, date to be placed on a calendar view. We also have this timeline view. So for example, if you have some kind of project from September 14 to September 12, 19, you can also, have this like a deadline view, for your project. So so there is all views that you can create. There's board, there's timeline, there's calendar, list, and gallery. And with all these views, you're basically displaying all your information using all these properties and just, making your work more pleasant and more productive. So let's talk about page layouts. So right now, all information was stored, in this kind of list way, block after block. But you can modify that. You can actually have columns inside your Notion page. So by opening this block page and scrolling down to columns or just typing in call, you will be able to open this advanced block section, and inside you will find 2 columns, 3 columns, 4 columns, and 5 columns. So let's create 2 columns for now. So this is the first and this is the second. Okay. And basically what we can do here is place information inside these columns. So I can create a divider, add inside this, duplicate, place inside here. And just like that, we have, some kind of different layout than the usual one. We can also add a third one by simply duplicating this element or any other block and then moving it to the side like that. So just like that, now we have first, second, and third. Of course, the third one don't have divider, so let's do that. And just like that, we have these. We can also, you know, duplicate this, move it here, once more, duplicate here, just like that. So you can, you know, have some kind of navigation divided by these columns. So, or, you know, you can use divider like that and place these columns in the footer, just like that. So there's really a lot of experimentation and variations how you can style and, you know, change the structure of how your Notion page looks like. Additionally, I would like to show you something even more interesting. Okay, so this is a page layout, but as a bonus, I would like to show you how you can also style your page. So if you click these three buttons, three icons or whatever, we can see that we have style. We have a default style. We can change the font to serif. So the visual information, the fonts basically are changed through all your Notion pages. Then we have this mono, which is, you know, maybe someone likes it. Me personally, not so much. But yeah, these two are the best ones, default and serif. You can also change to small text. So the text will be, you know, smaller. And also you can change it to the full width. So you can display more information on your Notion page. So as you can see here, full width and without full width. And if you want to go even, you know, further, display even more information, you can use this button, close sidebar, and now you have really a lot of space, but we have this comment. So let's delete this comment. And as you can see, now we have really a lot of space to work on. So yeah, so basically this is the page layout and Notion styles.